Hello and welcome to the 2-minute series. The topic for today is species richness versus species evenness. We are continuing with our series on environment, and there we have discussed till biodiversity. So I'm sure by now you all know that what is biodiversity, which is the sum total of all the genes, all the animals, all the species that are present in a particular region. All of this is what is comprising of the biodiversity of that one particular region. Now once we've understood what biodiversity is, you need to understand that this is a very, very important term. Often we hear that biodiversity is what is threatened or biodiversity is deteriorating. So how do we come to know what is the biodiversity? Definitely there is a method to measure biodiversity, and that is how we are able to collect this data or refer to or come to such kind of conclusions on biodiversity. So this method based on which biodiversity is what is measured is what is species richness and species evenness, and we will be discussing these today. Now the first concept is that of species richness. The species richness is the number of species per unit area. So what means is that if there are 10 species in one particular area, then that region is much more species rich as compared to another area where there are probably 15 animals but of the same species, or for that matter of 2 species. So richness is the number of species that are there in that region, and this is a measure of biodiversity. The second measure of biodiversity is species evenness. This is the number of individuals of a species. If one species is what is very less and another species which is very high, despite the fact that there may be more number of individuals in this particular region, this will be comparatively less biodiverse as compared to another region which might be smaller in size. It might have smaller number of animals but a number of other different types of organisms, and this is what is going to represent species evenness. So these are the concepts of species richness and species evenness. We can understand this with the help of this classic diagram of the NCERT. This is a sample area. In the first sample area you can see that there are different types of birds. There are 3 types of birds. So definitely there is species richness, but one species is what is dominating. One species has 4 birds, whereas the other 2 species have only 1. So species evenness in this region is what is less. Then coming to the next sample area, here the species richness is high because there are 3 species, as well as they are uniformly distributed, so evenness is also there. And in the third sample area, what we will see is that there are a number of organisms that are present, and they are belonging to different taxa. So the taxonomically unrelated species are what are present. So this is the most biodiverse amongst these 3 regions, and based on these criteria, biodiversity is what is measured. So that's about the species richness and evenness, and that's about our discussion today. Thank you all for watching the video.